For years, I was a certified objective management group trainer. I spent a lot of my time teaching people how to think and act and perform like the ideal salesperson. Not that they exist, but I taught them specifically about the mindset, the drive, and the consistency to actually generate results, no matter the market. And after more than 20 years in sales and marketing and entrepreneurship, I've become obsessed with figuring out what people do differently and what they actually do to get to where they want to go. Also probably why I went down the route of getting a psychology degree. And then I tested all of this. I tried to, I've tried it out in real life. But recently I took a course by Maria Wendt that completely reframed how I thought about growth in my own business. The instructor said something that stopped me in my tracks. She said, your biggest emergency isn't leads, systems, or offers. It's that you're not creating consistently great content. And I was like, oh, that really hit hard, because she totally called me out. Because when I thought about it, it's totally true. Some of the best content I've ever created, whether it's been a blog, a video, or even a framework, is still very valuable today. Things I made a year ago, 5 years ago, or even 15 years ago can be repurposed, it can be republished, and it can even be reshared no matter how I want to do it. I can bundle it up however. But the question is, am I doing it consistently? That's the question. The realization changed everything really for me, because I understood that creating content is the single most valuable thing I can do in my business as a business owner. That's all I should be focusing on. It's how I unlock new opportunities. It's how I create new revenue. And it's how I build my legacy. So with that in mind, I started to think, if OMG, the Objective Management Group, has the ideal salesperson, what would it look like to define the ideal content creator? Specifically, though, for business owners. Why? Because that's who I work with. That's who I am. So here's what I came up with. And I want your feedback on this, because again, just like there's no ideal salesperson, there's no ideal content creator, but they're willing to create. This is the same as will to sell. It's your internal drive and commitment to create, even when you don't feel like it. The ideal content creator doesn't wait for inspiration. They create from intention. You understand that content isn't a side task. It's actually your most powerful business activity, because every piece you create becomes a digital asset that can work for you long after you hit post. So the question here really becomes, are you treating content like oxygen or like an afterthought? Number 2, creator DNA. So this is your wiring, your mindset as a creator. You're curious, you observe, you listen, you pull ideas from client conversations, from lessons you've learned, from things you'd normally overlook. You show up as you are, but not a copy of someone else, right? You don't just follow trends, you lead with authenticity, because people don't want perfect. They really do want real. And the more your content is, the more powerful it becomes. Number 3, the ideal content creator would have a set of core competencies. These are the skills that compound over time: the storytelling, messaging, visibility, repurposing, and engagement. You turn how to write in a way that really truly connects you and the reader. You know how to turn one piece of content into 10. You understand that consistency beats perfection every time. And the ideal content creator isn't chasing the algorithms. They're building relationships. And that's where the real ROI is. I like to create evergreen content. Number 4, motivation and purpose. And the last trait, motivation and purpose, they're really not creating just a post. They're not like, oh my God, I got to wake up and post. You're building a body of work, a legacy that reflects your mission and your values. Every story, every insight, every video adds to your credibility and your connection with the people that you're meant to serve. When you create from purpose, consistency becomes effortless, because it's no longer about what to post. It's about where you're called to share. So I want us to just reflect back here for just a second. So when I look at my own business now, I don't see myself as a coach or a consultant or a strategist. I'm looking through the lens of a chief content creator of my brand, because every piece of content I create multiplies opportunity. It opens doors to conversations, collaborations, and clients who already trust me before we even talk. I want to be able to give as much value as I can and leave a legacy for whoever finds it. And that's what I want for you too. Remember, when I create content, I create opportunity. I think that's beautiful. Write it down, save it. So this week, don't just post something because you have to. Create something because you're building your business and your legacy, one piece of content at a time. Because that is where the ideal content creator does. That's what they do. That's what they do on a daily basis. They get up intentionally to post. Just like this video here, I didn't go get a full fledged of makeup on. I didn't go do my hair. I'm still technically in my pajamas, but the goal was this message was so important. I couldn't wait. Have a great day.